Welcome, friends. Welcome to another session of The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. This book is an outstanding book which shows how, with the power of our subconscious mind, we can change anything in our life. Everything is up to us, how we are thinking, how we are behaving, the patterns we are following are affecting us on mental, physical, and emotional level. But the Joseph Murphy in this book, he not only shared the other people's example with us, he also gave us the affirmation we can use to improve our life. Sometimes we don't know how to get rid of that situation, how to come out from that particular pattern. Beautifully the author explained everything here, that how you can use these affirmations in your daily routine, and you have that power to change your lifestyle, to change everything you're facing currently in your life. So today we have Meena ji with us. She is going to do the reading for us. So thank you, Meena ji. The platform is all yours.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Atmavandan, and a very warm welcome to you all. Thank you so much for joining us for today's session. Today, we're going to carry on from page 134 of this amazing book, and we're on the section called How to Choose Happiness. Begin now to choose happiness. This is how you do it. When you open your eyes in the morning, say to yourself, Divine order takes charge of my life today and every day. All things work together for good for me today. This is a new and wonderful day for me. There will never be another day like this one. I am divinely guided all day long, and whatever I do will prosper. Divine love surrounds me, enfolds me, and enwraps me, and I go forth in peace. Whenever my attention wanders away from that which is good and constructive, I will immediately bring it back to the contemplation of that which is lovely and of good rapport. I am a spiritual and mental magnet, attracting to myself all things that bless and prosper me. I am going to be a wonderful success in all my undertakings today. I am definitely going to be happy all day long. Start each day in this manner, then you will be choosing happiness, and you will be a radiant, joyous person. He made it a habit to be happy. A number of years ago, I stayed for about a week in a farmer's house in Connemara on the west coast of Ireland. My host seemed always to be singing and whistling and was full of good humour. I asked him the secret of his happiness. Sure, it's a habit with me, he replied. Every morning when I awaken and every night before I go to sleep, I bless my family, the crops, the cattle, and I thank God for the wonderful harvest. This farmer had made a practice of this for over 40 years. As you know, thoughts repeated regularly and systematically sink into the subconscious mind and become habitual. He discovered that happiness is a habit. You must desire to be happy. There is one important point to remember about being happy. You must sincerely desire to be happy. There are people who have been depressed, dejected, and unhappy so long they were suddenly made happy by some wonderful, good, joyous news. They would react like the woman who once said to me, "It is wrong to be so happy." They have become so accustomed to the old mental patterns that they do not feel at home being happy. They long to return to their familiar depressed, unhappy state. I knew an elderly woman in England who had arthritis for many years. She would pat herself on the knee and say, "My arthritis is bad today. I can't possibly go out. My arthritis keeps me miserable. As a result, what's happened here? So as a result of a condition, this woman got a lot of attention from her son, daughter, and neighbours. She really wanted her arthritis. She enjoyed her misery, as she called it. On the level of a subconscious mind, she did not really want to be happy. I suggested a curative procedure to her. I wrote down some biblical verses and told her that if she gave attention to these truths, her mental attitude would undoubtedly change. Her faith and confidence would be restored to health. She was not interested. Like many people, she suffered from a peculiar mental morbid streak. She enjoyed being miserable and sad, or at least she enjoyed the benefits her misery brought to her. Why choose unhappiness? Many people choose unhappiness without realizing that they are doing so. They do so by entertaining such ideas as these. Today is a black day. Everything is going wrong. I am not going to succeed. Everyone is against me. Business is bad, and it is going to get worse. I'm always late. I never get the breaks. He can, but I can't. If you have this attitude of mind, the first thing in the morning, you will attract all these experiences to you, and you will be unhappy. Begin to realize that the world you live in is determined largely by what goes on in your mind. Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman philosopher and sage, said, "A man's life is what his thoughts make of it." The leading American philosopher of the 19th century, Ralph Waldo Emerson, said, "A man is what he thinks all day long." The thoughts you habitually entertain in your mind have the tendency to actualize themselves in physical conditions. Make certain you do not indulge in negative thoughts, defeatist thoughts, or unkind, depressing thoughts. Recall frequently to your mind that you can experience nothing outside your own mentality. If I had $1 million, then I'd be happy. Wealth in and of itself will not make you happy. On the other hand, it is not a deterrent to happiness. Today, many people try to buy happiness by buying things, a high-definition television, the latest car, expensive designer clothes, a house in the country. But happiness cannot be purchased or procured in that way. The kingdom of happiness is in your thought and feeling. Too many people have the idea that it takes something artificial to produce happiness. Some say, if I were elected mayor, made CEO of the corporation, featured on the society page of the paper, I would be happy. The truth is that happiness is a mental and spiritual state. A promotion or external honor will not yield happiness. Your strength, joy, and happiness consist in finding out the law of divine order and right action lodged in your subconscious mind and applying these principles in all phases of your life. He found happiness to be the harvest of a quiet mind. When I was lecturing in San Francisco some years ago, I was approached by a man who was very unhappy and dejected over the way his business was going. He was the general manager of a corporation. His heart was filled with resentment toward the vice president and the president of the company. He felt that their opposition to his ideas was leading the company in a terrible direction. Profits were declining, as was the market share. The company's share price was also going down, which concerned him greatly because much of his compensation was in the form of stock options. This is how he solved his business problem. The first thing each morning, he affirmed quietly as follows: "All those working in our corporation are honest, sincere, cooperative, faithful, and full of goodwill to all. They are mental and spiritual links in the chain of this corporation's growth, welfare, and prosperity. I radiate love, peace, and goodwill in my thoughts, words, and deeds to my two associates and to all those in the company. The president and the vice president of our company are divinely guided in all their undertakings. The infinite intelligence of my subconscious mind makes all decisions through me. There is only right action in all our business transactions and in our relationship with each other. I send the messengers of peace, love, and goodwill before me to the office. Peace and harmony reign supreme in the minds and hearts of all those in the company, including myself. I now go forth into a new day, full of faith, confidence, and trust. This business executive repeated the preceding meditation slowly, 3 times in the morning, feeling the truth of what he affirmed. When fearful or angry thoughts came into his mind during the day, he would say to himself, "Peace, harmony, and poise govern my mind at all times." As he continued disciplining his mind in this manner, all the harmful thoughts ceased to come, and peace came into his mind. He reaped the harvest. Subsequently, he wrote to me to the effect that at the end of about 2 weeks of reordering his mind, the president and the vice president called him into the office, praised his operations and his new constructive ideas, and remarked how fortunate they were in having him as general manager. He was very happy in discovering that man finds happiness within himself. The block or stump is not really there. Years ago, a friend told me the story of a horse that had been frightened by a snake next to a stump on the road. From then on, every time the horse came to that same stump, he shied. The farmer dug the stump out, burned it, and levelled the road. It didn't help. For years afterward, every time the horse passed the place where the stump had been, he shied. The horse was shying at the memory of a stump. There is no block to your happiness, save in your own thought, life, and mental imagery. Are fear or worry holding you back? Fear is a thought in your mind. You can dig it up this moment by supplanting it with faith in success, achievement, and victory over all problems. I knew a man whose business went bankrupt. He said to me, "I made mistakes, but I've learned a lot from them. I am going back into business, and I will be a tremendous success." He faced up to that stump in his mind. He did not whine or complain. Instead, he dug up the stump of failure. Through believing in his inner prowess to back him up, he banished all fear thoughts and old depressions. Believe in yourself and you will succeed and be happy. The happiest people. The happiest person is the one who constantly brings forth and practices what is best in himself or herself. Happiness and virtue complement each other. Not only are the best the happiest, but the happiest are usually the best in the art of living life successfully. God is the highest and best in you. Express more of God's love, light and truth and beauty, and you will become one of the happiest persons in the world today. Epictetus, the Greek Stoic philosopher, said, "There is but one way to tranquility of mind and happiness. Let this therefore be always ready at hand with thee, both when thou wakest early in the morning, and all the day long, and when thou goest late to sleep, to account no external things thine own, but commit all these to God. Summary of steps to happiness. William James said that the greatest discovery of the 19th century was the power of the subconscious mind, touched by faith. There is tremendous power within you. Happiness will come to you when you acquire a sublime confidence in this power. Then you will make your dreams come true. You can rise victorious over any defeat and realize the cherished desires of your heart through the marvelous power of your subconscious mind. There is the meaning of whosoever trusteth in the Lord, spiritual laws of the subconscious mind. Happy is he. You must choose happiness. Happiness is a habit. It is a good habit on which to ponder often. Whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. By Phil 4-8. When you open your eyes in the morning, say to yourself, I choose happiness today. I choose success today. I choose right action today. I choose love and goodwill for all day today. I choose peace today. Pour life, love, and interest into this affirmation, and you have chosen happiness. Give thanks for all your blessings several times a day. Furthermore, pray for the peace, happiness, and prosperity of the members of your family, your associates, and all people everywhere. You must sincerely desire to be happy. Nothing is accomplished without a desire. Desire is a wish with wings of imagination and faith. Imagine the fulfillment of your desire. Feel its reality, and it will come to pass. Happiness comes in answered prayer. By constantly dwelling on thoughts of fear, worry, anger, hate, failure, you will become depressed and unhappy. Remember, your life is what your thoughts make of it. You cannot buy happiness with all the money in the world. Some millionaires are happy, some are unhappy. Many people with little worldly wealth are happy, and some are unhappy. Some married people are happy, and some unhappy. Some single people are happy, and some are unhappy. The kingdom of happiness is in your thought and feeling. Happiness is the harvest of a quiet mind. Anchor your thoughts on peace, poise, security, and divine guidance, and your mind will be productive of happiness. There is no block to your happiness. External things are not causative. They are effects, not causes. Take your cue from the only creative principle within you. Your thought is a cause, and a new cause produces a new effect. Choose happiness. 12. The happiest person is the one who brings forth the highest and the best in himself or herself. God is the highest and the best in him or her, for the kingdom of God is within. Your subconscious mind and harmonious human relations. A vital concept you have learned from studying this book is that your subconscious mind is like a recording machine that faithfully reproduces whatever you impress upon it. This is one of the reasons the golden rule is so central to creating and maintaining a harmonious balance in your relationships with others. All things whatsoever ye would that man should do unto you, do ye even so to them. This lesson has both outer and inner meanings. The inner meaning concerns the connection between your conscious and subconscious mind. To paraphrase the scripture, as you would want people to think about you, think you about them in like manner. As you would want people to feel about you, feel you also about them in like manner. As you would want people to act towards you, act you toward them in like manner. For example, you may be polite and courteous to someone in your office, but when her back is turned, you are very critical and resentful toward her in your mind. Such negative thoughts are highly destructive to you. It is like taking poison. The negative energy you are generating robs you of vitality, enthusiasm, strength, guidance, and goodwill. As these negative thoughts and emotions sink into your subconscious, they cause all kinds of difficulties and maladies in your life. The master key to happy relationships with others. Judge not, that ye be not judged. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. And with what measure ye mete, it shall be measured to you again. By Matthew 7:1-2. The key to harmonious relations with others lies in the close study of these verses and the application of the inner truths they represent. To judge is to think, to arrive at a mental verdict or conclusion in your mind. The thought you have about the other person is your thought because you are thinking it. Your thoughts are creative. Therefore, you actually create in your own experience what you think and feel about the other person. The suggestion you give to another, you give to yourself as well, because your mind is a creative medium. This is why it is said, "For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged." This means that in applying standards and criteria to others, you create those standards and criteria in your subconscious, which then applies them to you. Once you know this law and understand the way your subconscious mind works, you will always be careful to think, feel, and act right toward others. For in doing so, you are creating a situation of right action, feeling, and thought toward yourself. And with what measure ye mete, it shall be measured to you again. The good you do for others comes back to you in like measure, and the evil you do returns to you by the law of your own mind. If someone cheats and deceives another, he is actually cheating and deceiving himself. His sense of guilt and mood of loss inevitably will attract loss to him in some way, at some time. His subconscious records his mental act and reacts according to the mental intention or motivation. Your subconscious mind is impersonal and unchanging, neither considering persons nor respecting religious affiliations or institutions of any kind. It is neither compassionate nor vindictive. The way you think, feel, and act toward others returns at last upon yourself. The daily headlines made him sick. Begin now to observe yourself. Observe your reactions to people, conditions, and circumstances. Record them in a notebook for later study. How do you respond to the events and news of the day? It makes no difference if all the other people were wrong and you alone were right. If the news disturbs you, it is your evil because your negative emotions robbed you of peace and harmony. A woman wrote to me to ask for help with her husband. She explained that he went into a rage every time he read what certain columnists wrote in their newspaper. She added that this constant reaction of anger and suppressed rage on his part was very bad for his high blood pressure. His doctor told him that he had to find some way to reduce his stress through emotional reconditioning. I invited this man to come and see me. I explained to him the way his mind functions. He understood that it was emotionally immature to get angry over an article in the newspaper, but he had not known the damage his anger was causing to his own mind and body. He began to realize that he should give the columnist the freedom to express himself, even if he disagreed with him politically, religiously, or in any other way. In the same manner, the columnist ought to give him the freedom to write a letter to the newspaper disagreeing with his published statements. He learned that he could disagree without being disagreeable. He awakened to the simple truth that it is never what some other person says or does that affects him. Rather, it is his own reaction to what is said or done that matters. The explanation helped this man achieve a cure. He realized that with a little practice, he could master his morning tantrums. His wife later told me that he eventually learned to laugh at what the columnists he so disliked had to say. He also learned to laugh at himself for reacting so strongly. The newspaper articles no longer have power to disturb, annoy, and irritate him. His hypertension is more under control as a result of his increased emotional poise and serenity. I hate women, but I like men. Cynthia R. was an executive secretary within a large corporation. She came to me because she felt very bitter towards some of the women in her office. She believed they were gossiping and, as she said, spreading vicious lies about her. When I asked, she admitted that she had many problems in her relationships with other women. She said, "I hate women, but I like men." As I continued to talk with her, I discovered that Cynthia spoke to the people she supervised in a very haughty, imperious, and irritable tone of voice. There was a certain pomposity in her way of speaking, and I could see where her tone of voice would affect some people unpleasantly. She did not realize this. For her, the important point was that her co-workers took delight in making things difficult for her. If all the people in your office or factory annoy you, isn't it possible that this annoyance and turmoil may be due to some subconscious pattern or mental projection that is coming from you? We all know that a dog will react ferociously if you hate or fear dogs. Animals pick up your subconscious vibrations and react accordingly. Is it so outrageous to say that human beings are just as sensitive as dogs, cats, and other animals in this regard? To this woman who hated women, I suggested a process of prayer. I explained to her that when she began to identify herself with spiritual values and commenced to affirm the truths of life, her hatred of women would completely disappear, along with the vocal patterns and mannerisms that communicated that hatred to others. She was surprised to learn that our emotions show up in our speech, actions, writings, and in all phases of our life. As a result of our conversation, Cynthia stopped behaving in her typical resentful and angry way. She established a pattern of prayer that she practiced regularly, systematically and conscientiously in the office. This was the prayer she used with such success. I think, speak, and act lovingly Quietly and peacefully, I now radiate love, peace, tolerance, and kindliness to all those who criticize me and gossiped about me. I anchor my thoughts on peace, harmony, and goodwill to all. Whenever I'm about to react negatively, I say firmly to myself, I think, speak, and act from the standpoint of the principle of harmony, health, and peace within myself. Creative intelligence leads, rules, and guides me in all my ways. The practice of this prayer transformed her life. She found that the atmosphere of criticism and annoyance in her workplace gradually disappeared. Her co-workers became her friends and companions in life's journey. She discovered the truth that we have no one to blame and no one to change but ourselves. His inner speech held back his promotion. One day, Jim S., a sales representative, came to see me. He was deeply upset by the difficulties he had working with the sales manager of his organization. Jim had been with the company 10 years without receiving any promotion or recognition of any kind. He showed me his sales figures. I could easily see that they were higher proportionately than those of the other sales representatives in the territory. His explanation was that the sales manager did not like him. He claimed that he was unjustly treated. At conferences, the manager ridiculed his suggestions and at times was actively rude to him. After discussing his situation in greater detail, I suggested to Jim that the cause was to a great degree within himself. His concept and belief about his superior bore witness to the reaction of this man. The measure we meet shall be measured to us again. Jim's mental measure or concept of the sales manager was that he was mean, prejudiced, and cantankerous. Jim was filled with bitterness and hostility toward the executive. On his way to work, he conducted a vigorous conversation with himself, filled with criticism, mental arguments, recriminations, and denunciations of his sales manager. What Jim gave out mentally, he was inevitably bound to get back. By the end of our conversation, Jim realized that his inner speech was highly destructive. The intensity and force of his silent thoughts and emotions, the mental condemnation and vilification of the sales manager that he rehearsed, entered into his own subconscious mind. This brought about the negative response from his boss, as well as creating other personal, physical, and emotional disorders. At my urging, Jim began to pray frequently as follows: I am the only thinker in my universe. I am responsible for what I think about my boss. My sales manager is not responsible for the way I think about him. I refuse to give power to any person, place, or thing to annoy me or disturb me. I wish health, success, peace of mind, and happiness for my boss. I sincerely wish him well, and I know he is divinely guided in all his ways. He repeated this prayer out aloud, slowly, quietly, and feelingly, knowing that his mind is like a garden, and that whatever he plants in the garden will come forth like seeds after their kind. I also taught him to practice visualization or mental imagery prior to sleep. He created a scenario in which his superior congratulated him on his fine work, praised his zeal and enthusiasm, and remarked on the wonderful response he obtained from customers. He felt the reality of all this. He felt his boss's handshake, heard the tone of his voice, and saw him smile. He played a real mental movie, dramatising it to be the best of his ability. Night after night, he replayed this mental movie, knowing that his subconscious mind was a receptive medium on which his conscious imagery would be impressed. Gradually, by the process of what we think of as a mental and spiritual osmosis, the impression was made on his subconscious mind. The expression automatically came forth. Jim's sales manager subsequently called him up to San Francisco, congratulated him, and gave him a promotion to division sales manager, with greatly increased responsibilities and a substantial raise in his salary. Once Jim changed his concept and estimate of his boss, his subconscious mind saw to it that his boss responded accordingly. Becoming emotionally mature. What someone else says cannot really annoy or irritate you unless you permit it to disturb you. The only path by which another person can upset you is through your own thought. If you get angry, you have to go through 4 stages in your mind. You begin to think about what was said. You decide to get angry and generate an emotion of rage. Then you decide to act. Perhaps you talk back and react in kind. As you see, thought, emotion, reaction, and action all take place in your own mind. What does it mean to be emotionally mature? It means that you move beyond the natural but childish tendency to respond negatively to the criticism and resentment of others. No one likes to be criticized or belittled. However, we have the ability to choose how to react when it happens. The mature choice is to refrain from responding in a similarly negative way. Responding in kind means to descend to the level of belittling criticism and to become one with the negative atmosphere of the other. Identify yourself with your own aim in life. Do not permit any person, place, or thing to deflect you from your inner sense of peace, tranquility, and radiant health. The meaning of love in harmonious human relations. Sigmund Freud, the founder of psychoanalysis and one of the most important figures in the history of psychology, said that unless the personality has love, it sickens and dies. Love includes understanding, goodwill, and respect for the divinity in the other person. The more love and goodwill you emanate and exude, the more comes back to you. If you puncture someone else's ego and wound her estimate of herself, you cannot gain her goodwill. Recognize that everyone wants to be loved and appreciated. Everyone needs to feel important in the world. Realize that the other person is conscious of her true worth. Like yourself, she feels the dignity of being an expression of the one life principle animating all people. As you do this consciously and knowingly, you build up the other person, and she returns your love and goodwill. She hated her audiences. Marie C. had always dreamed of being an actress. She studied theatre in college and then had the good fortune to be hired by an important regional theatre company in a part of the country she did not know at all. The first time she performed with the company, the audience booed her. Dismayed and angry, she decided that the people of that region were stupid, ignorant, and backward. She hated them all. After a miserable time, she dropped from the company. She moved back to the area where she'd grown up and left the stage to work as a waitress. One day, a friend invited her to go to a lecture in Town Hall in New York City. The topic was how to get along with ourselves. The lecture changed her life. She began to see that she had overreacted to her early experience with the regional company. She admitted to herself that the play she had been in that first time was not good, and that as a new member of the company, she had probably not been at her best. The fault did not lie with the people in the audience, but with the way she accepted their reaction, then turned it back on them in the form of negative energy. Marie decided to return to the stage and to her lifelong dream of being an actress. She began to pray sincerely for the audience and for herself. She poured out love and goodwill every night before stepping onto the stage. She made it a habit to claim that the peace of God filled the hearts of all present, and that all present were lifted up and inspired. During each performance, she sent out love vibrations to the audience. Today, she has an important career in theatre. She transmits her goodwill and esteem to others, and they return it in kind. Handling difficult people. It should not come as a surprise that some people in the world are difficult. They are twisted and distorted mentally. They are malconditioned. Many are mental delinquents who have become argumentative, uncooperative, cantankerous, cynical, and sour on life. They are sick psychologically. Their minds have become deformed and distorted, perhaps because of experiences they had in the past. What do you do when you have to deal with someone like this? The temptation is to turn their negative energy back on them in the form of dislike. But to do that, you first have to take their negativity into yourself, with all the bad effects that that will have on your own being. Strive instead to return good for evil. This creates an armor that keeps their difficult and unpleasant attitudes from affecting you, and your transmission of compassion and understanding will set in motion the process of changing them. Misery loves company. The hateful, frustrated, distorted, and twisted personality is out of tune with the infinite. The person resents those who are peaceful, happy, and joyous. Usually he criticizes, condemns, and vilifies those who have been very good and kind to him. His attitude is this: why should they be so happy when I am so miserable? He wants to drag them down to his own level. The old saying is still true, that misery loves company. Once you understand this, you remain unmoved, calm, and dispassionate. A man named Bruce T, who attended my lectures in London, told me of his experience with this process. He had become active in a volunteer organisation that was concerned with beautifying the community where he lived. Most of the volunteers were genuinely interested in working on planting gardens, sprucing up rundown areas, and repairing dilapidated buildings. One member, however, opposed every measure that anyone suggested. More than that, he constantly attacked the motives of the others. He made the meetings of the groups so unpleasant that attendance began to decline. Some of the other members came to Bruce. They suggested that they band together and expel the grouch from the organisation. He was about to go along with this plan when he realised that to do so would be to perpetuate the man's twisted attitudes within himself. Instead, he began to visualise the man changing into a pleasant, cooperative member of the group. Before each meeting, Bruce went into a quiet corner and repeated, I think, speak, and act in true accord with the principle of harmony and peace within myself. All who bind themselves to the goals of our organisation do so with kindness and purpose in divine order. There is no discord, no unpleasantness. Creative intelligence leads, rules, and guides us in all we do. After several weeks, the man who had caused so much trouble proposed a new initiative. He presented it in such an agreeable and cooperative manner that he won the approval of everyone else in the organisation. including those who had wanted to kick him out. The practice of empathy in human relations. A young woman named Alice O visited me recently. She told me that she had long hated another young woman in the office where she worked. Her reason was that the other woman was prettier, happier, and more prosperous than her. The crowning blow came when the other woman became engaged to marry the CEO of the company, whom Alice had long admired. One day after the marriage took place, the woman she so disliked came into work with a daughter from a previous marriage. Alice had not known her co-worker had a child, or even that she'd been married before. Because of a congenital problem, the woman's daughter wore a steel leg brace. Alice overheard her say to her mother, "Mummy, is this where my new daddy works too? I love this place because it is so full of people I love." My heart suddenly went out to that little girl. Alice told me I knew how happy she must feel. I got a vision of how happy this woman was against odds I had not even known about. All of a sudden, I felt love for her. I went into her office and wished her all the happiness in the world, and I meant it. In that moment, Alice experienced what psychologists call empathy. This is not the same thing as sympathy, in which we understand the feelings of others. It means imaginatively projecting yourself into the mental attitudes and states of the other person. When Alice projected her mental mood or the feeling of her heart into that of the other woman, it was as if she began to think through the other woman's experience. She was thinking and feeling as the other woman, and also as a child, because she had also projected herself into the mind of the child. Any time you feel tempted to injure or think ill of another, project yourself mentally into the mind of Moses and think from the standpoint of the Ten Commandments. If you are prone to be envious, jealous, or angry, project yourself into the mind of Jesus and think from that standpoint, and you will feel the truth of the words. Love ye one another and one another. Appeasement never wins. Do not permit people to take advantage of you and gain their point by temper tantrums, crying jags, or other forms of emotional blackmail. These people are dictators who try to enslave you and make you do their bidding. Be firm, be but kind, and refuse to yield. Appeasement never wins. Refuse to contribute to their delinquency, selfishness, and possessiveness. Remember to do that which is right. You are here to fulfill your ideal and remain true to the eternal verities and spiritual values of life, which are eternal. Give no one in all the world the power to deflect you from your goal, your aim in life, which is to express your hidden talents to the world, to serve humanity, and to reveal more and more of God's wisdom, truth, and beauty to all people in the world. Remain true to your ideal. Know definitely and absolutely that whatever contributes to your peace, happiness, and fulfillment must of necessity bless all people who walk the earth. The harmony of the part is the harmony of the whole, for the whole is in the part, and the part is in the whole. All you owe the other, as Paul says, is love, and love is the fulfilling of the law of health, happiness, and peace of mind. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Babaji, and all the Divine Masters. Thank you, Monica ji.
Thank you, Meena ji. Thank you very much for reading. Um, Also, please give us the reflection.
I can't believe how much we've covered in the short time that we've been going through this book. We've covered so much. It's unbelievable. I think the key things that have actually resonate with me today is what you project out is actually what you do to yourself. So, for example, if I shout, scream, hurt, or I'm abusive or angry towards somebody, then it's actually myself that I'm actually damaging. I think I remember having a WhatsApp of showing somebody like with a trumpet, and the anger was actually coming into them. I think what it was trying to say is that anger burns the person who is angry, not outward. So what you're actually doing is actually damaging your own self, your own health, your well-being, your mental state, emotional self, physical self, because doctors have proven that sometimes when you suffer, like you mentioned, the high blood pressure is actually a result of your own internal thoughts and your projections. So if you're constantly projecting anger and hatred towards someone, that is actually reflecting back on you and your own health and well-being. But I don't think people realize this. And it also reminded me of one of the holy sessions I attended by Rameshwar in the Bhagavad Gita, where he said, do not give your switch to others, meaning you should be in control of your own emotions, your speech, your actions, your thoughts. Don't let other people take your switch. You should be in control of how you react. And the example that was there about if somebody does ill to you or hurts or upset you, if you then treat them negatively or ignore them, or you're actually giving that negative behavior towards them, you're not actually healing yourself and you're not healing them. That's a lesson to me, because I didn't realize how serious this can be, because naturally we're human. So if somebody hurts and upset you, you're not going to go up to them and say, hi buddy, how are you doing, how's it going? You're not going to be chirpy and say, good morning, how's today? You're actually going to deflect and be withdrawn and like a barrier, a wall, saying, how dare you have the guts to talk to me in that tone and belittle me and make me feel so insecure. But what Babaji has taught us is that forgiveness is there because no one can infringe on our perfection, which means the perfect being that I am, no one is allowed to affect that perfection. So I think it's quite easy to say it and easy to read it, but to implement it can take some time and a lot of effort and hard work to actually put it into practice, to always remember that we are perfect human beings within. Our soul is pure and nothing can damage you, because the soul is eternal. But it's having that knowledge and knowing that actually you need to put yourself in other person's shoes as to find out why they're reacting the way they are. And you'll see it from a different lens. So I can't believe, as I keep saying every single day, how much of these words from Joseph Murphy mirror exactly what Babaji is teaching us in a different way, in different chapters, but it's all universal truth, and I can't believe the similarities. It's like if I put the two books together, you'd be able to, go across it. Oh, Babaji said it in this chapter, Joseph said it here. You'd be able to make the connections quite easily. So again, I can see why Babaji's asked us to look at this book, because it's another light, another ray of looking at things in a different context and how to apply it on a daily basis. So that particular example is for me from somebody at work. And when I see them on Monday, I think I'm going to be my happy, jolly self like I used to be, and forget the past of how I felt and how I was treated, to actually put into practice what I've learned today. Because if I do that, to me, I've got rid of my ego as well. It's that ego that's saying to me, how dare you talk to me in that tone? How dare you treat me like that? It's natural Norman to put a defense, because when you get hurt and upset, you think, I'm not going to take any of this. Who are you to talk to me like this? But if I can understand what Babaji is saying, that actually nothing deep down can actually affect me, I should feel sorry for them. They must be under a lot of stress and pressure to have reacted and been angry and said and acted the way they did. So it's putting yourself in their shoes and feeling empathy for them and feeling for them. So I can't believe how this resonates to me on a practical level, day by day. So hats off to Joseph Murphy, honestly. Wherever you may be, wherever your soul is, hats off to you, and lots of love and gratitude to you and to Babaji and to you, Monica G, for organising these sessions and being our backbone and really, really, making us want to do this. And you're an amazing role model, Monica G, for inspiring us. Just hats off to you as well. Deep, deep gratitude.
Thank you, Minari. Thank you very much. Deep, deep gratitude to you also for reading and on the same time giving your reflection. Reflection is very important. Now, what I am getting from this book, like in Unified Book, the things are specific, right? Babaji is giving us how to means change our perspective. Here he is giving plenty of perspective, plenty of situations about the particular thing, right? How in the same situation different people react, how
Mm,
they go and choose a different approach to the same kind of problem, which is outstanding. Because yes, being a human being, our mindset patterns are different, and sometimes the people even words are easy but they can't understand. Sometimes the words are very typical, very specific, they understand. Yeah, it depend on person to person as well. And sometimes there are people who are very experienced. They when they share their examples with us, we understand from where they are coming because they have experience. And so knowledge about every single thing is very unique and different. And you can't means you can't compare two people. And here I was thinking, when you were reading, I was like, it's all about uninvited influences. Stop uninvited influences, and be in your own universe. Why you are not happy with yourself? First of all, who is
mm,
responsible to make you happy? Is your first responsibility. No one else is there who can make you, like in one of today's that person was like, everyone is happy, why I'm miserable, why they are not miserable? You choose that path for yourself. You are miserable, that's why you are you are not happy with other people, how they are. So here you have to learn this lesson, that I have to accept myself. For no reason I'm blaming others, that because of them I'm not happy, whereas maybe that person have no idea what is going on. Because miserable person will create misery in all things. uh, when we are in a class, when we were in the school or colleges, wherever you go, even at work, to improve us, sometimes yes, they use hard words because they want us to progress in life, but they won't hold grudges. They also appreciate us, and they also give us promotion,
mm,
right?
mm,
That is one way of doing thing. And another one is where in today's chapter, he the person, how he manifests about the entire organization, that all the people who are working there, infinite intelligent, is in peace and harmony. That is the
mm,
mindset we need.
mm,
Because when you create that peace and harmony wherever you are going, doesn't matter, at home, at work, you know, you are always calm, and you are enjoying what other people are doing, and you are happy with this. Oh
mm,
wow, this person is amazing. Like where I'm working, they were means all are very happy, very energetic environment where they appreciate everyone. They like doing different things. The tutors are writers also. They are creating beautiful jewelry also, and on the same time they are doing other things, teaching people, students worldwide. So you see that one person can do multiple tasks,
mm,
and we all are unique, we all have unique gifts and skill. But the
mm,
thing is, we won't focus on our skills and talents. We are always focusing on copying others, running
mm,
behind our means things, right? Where you are losing your value.
mm,
You don't have any talent, you don't have any
mm,
skill, we all are so unique.
mm,
Yes. So when we start focusing on that uniqueness, and we start showing gratitude, which is very, very important, that infinite intelligent also don't want you to be egoistic when you're manifesting something.
mm,
One side you're hurting someone day and night, torturing someone, and other side you're doing prayer that everything comes into my favor. The things won't work that way. You need to be in a peace and harmony, and you have to accept the reality. You created this reality, no one else created. Now you created the mess, now you can't blame others for everything. And sometimes I see, like, so many times people leave the places, but still they are in touch with the staff and others, creating that misery, right? Even that is none of their business. So
mm,
this book give us different kind of ideas, that how in different situation you have to be very calm, very mindful. Ego is two type. One ego is which is my motivation, right? Another ego is where I am just thinking about myself, that if I'm not happy, everyone have to everyone around me have no right to be happy.
mm,
Right? And another ego is, let's work together in a team, like let's do this thing together. Because to motivate each other, you need to bring something on the table.
mm,
Hello, you do this, you do this. Because
mm,
when we work with the team leaders, they know who perform very well in presentation, who is good in writing, who is good in other organizing other things, right? So when you do these type of things, and you in your life you analyzing, I have this gift, I have these things, and why I am also, like, if you are not doing any work on yourself, you are not allowing yourself to heal. You're repeating the pattern. But once you are healed, you are in even in that kind of situation, your mind will take you, give you solutions. Subconscious mind will give you some other idea to do. It will give you solution about the things, like how people changed everything in their life because they really worked hard on themselves. Nothing happened overnight. We are
mm,
in the on the fourth season of our unified course, and these 4 seasons I see. Then when I start my journey with the unified, what was my journey before the first session and after first session, second, third, fourth, how things are changing. Even it is unbelievable for me and my friend, everyone is so shocked and surprised. You won't look like the same person. I said day night, I am saying to myself, like, I'm becoming a better version of myself. I'm not what who I was in the past. And it shows continuously. You need to be very disciplined.
mm,
You need to be in the energy where you were like, okay, I have to learn something new. I have to learn from other people. I have to learn from this situation. I have to get rid of this mindset that if and other side, from other perspective also, if divine is not giving me something, maybe it is my protection also. Someone means long time ago, I saw a video where this person shared very good thing about money. That person said, people say, I need money, I need money, I need money. He said, for example, you got a lottery, right? You got a lottery, what you are going to do? You're asking for the money, but you don't know what you are going to do with that money. So first have some plans for that. Yeah, when you are ready, you have that plan, God will give you. Because he said, God is saying that now he is capable of utilizing this in the right direction. So
mm,
if something is not working, it means you are still not healed from that trauma, pain, whatever you are going through, and you still need some time to overcome from this. And after you overcome from this, your karmic patterns are gone, your karmic relations are gone. Now you started working on yourself, you started changing your mindset and everything. Then out of blue the things will come, and you were like, wow, I never expected this. So many times God give us surprises in
mm,
so many ways. That time we are not grateful, but when something won't go my way, I start complaining,
mm,
blaming, right? So here means I'm not using my subconscious mind power.
mm,
Subconscious mind is my higher self. and
mm,
how I'm treating my higher self. People, even in their dreams, they got idea about what is going to happen. Like we read the chapter that no, recently I had a chat with someone, and the boy told me that he's supposed to travel somewhere, and he said then someone came in his dream, and they showed some crash happened, and he said I cancelled that. And after a few days so many crashes happen, and and it was the exact airline which he mentioned to me, and I was like, look how divine give you intuition in advance to save your life. So we have to be very mindful what my subconscious mind is guiding me. And also, if am I over analyzing a particular thing? If you're doing multiple things, your mind will go in different direction. If you keep doing the same things, like if I'm eating junk food, and then I'm expecting my weight is not losing, my skin is not glowing, it won't work. I have to, for that I need to go gym.
mm,
I need to try healthy meals, and there are other things where I have to be very disciplined, and I have to be very strict with myself, that I don't just eat anything, right? So there are so many things, and thanks to Joseph Murphy for giving us so many examples. So with one example, sometimes people are not satisfied with one
mm,
thing. They, here is the list. Okay, you are still thinking like this? Go and read this.
so,
Read this. This whole 195 pages book is an outstanding, life changing. But if we take it seriously and we apply the things he mentioned in the in all the chapters, and how beautifully he did this research work, he find out those people who already experienced it,
mm,
and they shared their ideas how they overcome from those things. So
mm,
it's a very beautiful thing, and it might took so long for him for gathering all this information. And
can't be easy.
yeah, and today means today in the entire world he is changing so many people's life.
Mm. And the first paragraph we read about the happiness, that guy, the farmer, for 40 years, he was basically showing gratitude to the crops, to the climate, to the family, to his workers, and he was doing it unconditionally every day. And as a result, he was so, so happy for 40 years. And it's training your mind to constantly be aware and be grateful for every little morsel of food, every little drop of water, all the elements, Mother Nature, Mother Earth, everything that we do in meditation. If we can just remember that, we can actually get to that stage where Babaji wants us, I think.
Minadi, when you show gratitude, it shows that you are not taking a single thing for granted.
Granted. Mm,
Doesn't matter, it is a person, it is your personal life, professional life, it could be anything. You're not taking anything so for granted,
mm,
and you are showing gratitude that thank God I have this. I'm so fortunate. My
mm,
dad used to say, whenever you are growing and you are leveling up, always look down. Look at the people who don't have the things you have. And he was officer in army. He was later on he served as a high class officer, but he have so many people to serve him. But my dad refused to take their services. He said, this is not your job to do these things. Ironing my clothes, cleaning my shoes, that is not the, you are appointed for that, but I'm responsible for my own clothes, you are not.
And Ba used to
And
say the same thing. She used to say, "Ke upar ni joanu, niche joanu." So meaning, look beneath you, the people who are worse off than you, to see how far you are and show gratitude. But at the time, it never sank in that she's teaching me gratitude. Those words still ring in my ear. Upar ni joanu, niche joanu. Suffer other people who are suffering compared to where you are. So, it's these pearls of knowledge that have been like instilled in us, but we take them for granted. We don't actually absorb them. And if we had, we'd be a lot further in life.
I still remember when I was financially not in a good situation, so I was giving my kids money, and I was giving them a budget to go with that. And once my kids were doing the shopping, and they were calculating how much money they have left, and they means in that money they might so many things, and there was a woman who was watching them. She came to me and she said, you know, you are very lucky, mother. I said, what happened? She said, I saw your kids picking the stuff, checking the tags of money, how price, and they are saying, oh, we have that much, so how many things we can have from this money. And she said it shows like she was just not comparing anything, but she said sometimes the kids are not even bothered what parents have. They just go with because they are kids also, means it's our responsibility how we are means giving them those kinds of command. And she said means I will teach my kids the way your kids are. So I said no, I am giving them so that they know the things, money, the value of money.
Mm.
And once I listened to the interview of Anita Ambani, what is the name of the another lady, Ambani's wife. She said, I was giving my kids just 5 rupees when they were going to the school. She says, I said, don't think that we have so much money so we can give you whatever you want. So she said, you need to earn that money. So when you value every single thing, you start appreciating everything, things grow. Because
Mm.
without respect, value, you will lose everything. And
Mm.
peace and harmony also.
Mm.
Because when you are creating that peace is bringing the right things and right people to you. Because your energy is very calm and approachable towards everything, Anna. So deep gratitude to Joseph Murphy. Seriously, means so many things pop up when means you connect with the energy of this book, connect with the author, and when you're reading, you take us to that era when he was writing. I'm seeing, visualizing him also, that he is means sharing these thoughts with us. So it's a good thing
Mm.
that in past we never ever think that way. And thanks to Unified Book, so many oh my god, so many things are, means not so many, everything is related to this book. I
Mm.
think that's why Babaji give us this gift of this book. Write some spontaneous action. Oh yeah, today's chapter we were doing manifesting good
My
health.
health. Health.
That topic was today as well, and I
Yeah.
was like, oh, this is this. And when you were talking about the other people, I was like, oh, it's uninvited influence. I would keep repeating it. And about the love also, and I said like, oh, Babaji said, first thing you have to do, centering in the heart.
Entering in the heart. Mm.
If you won't love yourself, if you won't see you are worthy, and you're expecting that other people will means give you importance,
Mm.
are you giving importance to yourself?
Mm.
Right. So means it's a equal give and take.
Mm.
This is my own responsibility to take
Mm.
care of my mental, physical, and emotional health, and it is not anyone else's job to guide me or lead me.
Mm.
Exchanging of ideas is very good.
Mm.
And thank you, Meena ji, for reading.
No,
um,
thank you for giving me this opportunity. I feel so blessed and honoured. Honestly, I can't thank you enough, Monikaji. I love these sessions. Um, and I feel changed since we started reading this book. I feel totally a different person. I feel more like a witness. I'm not soaked into different issues and quarrels, and I almost feel like I'm on the edge. I'm not actually in what's happening. It's almost like I'm observing, and that's thanks to Joseph G and Babaji for giving us the knowledge and skills to see things in a different light. So yeah, hats off to all our divine masters, to Monikaji for kindly organising these sessions daily, sacrificing your time, energy, and effort. You know, hats off to you. And hopefully, this will bring about some changes for people who actually review back and listen to the sessions. and especially the health ones, where if you want to make changes to your happiness level, changes in your health and well-being, heal yourself, the positive affirmations are there. The work is already done for you. You've just got to read it and apply it and believe in it and have faith in it. So yeah, hats off to Joseph G, Babaji, all the Divine Masters. And thank you so, so much, Monica G. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank
See
you,
you
Priya.
all tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you.